Today, y'all, we're fixing to make brown gravy, and I'm going to show you how I make brown gravy with what I have. So let's turn around here, and I'm going to show you how to make brown gravy to put your beef in. You could put beef in, you could put some chicken in it, pork chops, whatever you want to put in it, but this is just a standard like beef brown gravy recipe, and you can use it for a lot of different things. So let's turn around here and make this brown gravy. Okay, we've got our pan hot, we've got our oil hot, so now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to add, I've got me up about probably 1/4 of a cup of an onion cut up over here that we had left from last night. So we're going to use it. And you can make it without the onion, but since we've already put a few onions in my beef, I'm going to make this gravy with the onions. So let's get those starting to caramelize. And it's good and hot, so it's gonna do a little popping. And I've got a good bit of oil in there, but you gotta have that oil in there to make your gravy. And they're already, that's good and hot. That skillet's real hot. It's already starting to get the onions turned. And to that, we're going to add a little black pepper. A little salt. And I'm going to add just a little bit of onion powder. About 1/4 of a teaspoon. Maybe a little bit more. Okay, now that's already starting to turn. The onions are getting caramelized good, and that's how you want it. Okay, I'm going to move that off the heat for just a minute. I don't want it to cook too much and get too brown. Okay, now we're going to put it back on the heat. And to that right there in the center, that's why you got to have a good bit of oil in there, because you got to add a little bit of flour to make your gravy. So then we're going to mix that in there and let that flour start cooking down, and you have to keep it mixed. Okay, now that flour's starting to cook in that oil, and it's soaking it up better. And you want to let that turn to like a medium brown. It might take it 2 or 3 minutes. I'm going to cut it down just a little. You don't want it to get too brown too fast. You just want that flour and those onions to cook down. It'll take it 2 or 3 minutes. That's almost where I want it. Okay. And now last night that we had our beef, and this is the beef broth that I saved off of it, but you don't want to get that on the top. You want to try to skim that off and start adding that to your skillet. And I'm going to use probably about a cup of that come off the beef. And then after I let that cook down for just a minute. And where it's starting to thicken up, I'm going to add 2 cups of water. And then let that start cooking. Okay, and once it starts thickening up and you get it almost ready, we're going to add about a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce to it. It's starting to boil, so I'm just going to eyeball it, and that's about a teaspoon. Don't take much of it, you're just adding that little bit of flavor. And then just let it keep cooking. It'll take it 4 or 5 minutes to come to a good boil. Now when it starts boiling, if it gets too thick, you can add a little bit more water or the broth. But it's fixing to start thickening up. See how it's coming to a good boil? And I can feel the difference in it. It's starting to get a little thicker. And once it starts that, it only takes it just a minute. So you can't walk off and leave it. You got to keep it stirred. But you could add some mushrooms too. Onions and the mushrooms in there with those onions, that would be good. Okay, right there is about how thickness I want mine, because we're going to put beef in ours tonight. But I just wanted to show y'all how you can make your own homemade brown gravy. You don't have to buy those little packets for $1 a piece. Hope y'all enjoy this video. Thanks for watching. And always remember, a family that eats together stays together.